Hello and welcome to ASU-TV tonight. I am joined with Layla, the opinion editor of the Herald. Layla, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm having a great Friday.
Heck yeah.
The weather is beautiful.
It is.
I'm so happy that it's getting like a little bit colder, a little bit chiller, a little bit fresher. So I'm excited.
No, I am such a fan. It's I definitely love my little fall weather.
Yes.
So this has just been
Yes.
it's been great, and I've really been having to study it extra hard this year because I'm the weather pledge in my frat, which means every
Okay.
morning I have to send the weather
Right.
to all my brothers, my frat brothers.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they are I keep them well informed with the news
Nice.
regarding the weather.
Are they excited about the colder weather?
You know, when I first started posting them, they would respond back,
Yeah.
but they haven't really been telling me too much about how it's going recently. So I can only assume that they are ecstatic. I mean,
Okay.
who wouldn't be
Yeah.
about this weather?
Yeah. Do you got like some favorite crew necks that are gonna come out?
So I'm kind of more of like a hoodie kind of guy.
Okay.
But
Understood.
but like right now though, you're right. It is like crew neck kind of time.
Yeah.
So I've got this one. It's like Brewing Hope is what it was called. There was a
Yes.
event like
Yes.
2 years ago where like they did a bunch of coffee, specialty coffee, things like that, and it was like to raise money for some charity. But it was cool,
It was cool?
it was really cool. There was a ton of coffee there, and honestly though, like I love coffee, but like it was just so much coffee that I don't even know if I could taste the difference. It
Oh.
was by the end of it, it was just like it was a lot, but it was a fun time. I was glad to get to go.
Nice.
But I'm not here to talk to you about coffee
Okay.
and weather, even though that is great and lovely. But I'm here for the Herald opinion editor's opinions on things.
Okay.
And also just takes on the news.
Right.
So you were here last night, right, in the studio for the debates, right?
I was.
Can you tell me a little bit about how that went?
It went really well. It was a lot shorter than I
Okay.
thought it was because it was scheduled like from 6 to 8. So
Oh,
I was
wow.
really anticipating to be here until like 8 and then
Yeah.
leave like around like 9 so I could like, do some pre-writing.
Yeah.
And we kind of left here like around like, it was like 6. I kind of ended up around 6:45, 6:50 ish.
Okay.
At least that's
Yeah.
the vibe that I got. But I did stay around because I did like an independent interview with Ronnie Govins.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a lot shorter than I thought, but it was really fun. I never have covered a debate before, so it was very interesting, and it's like something that I'm probably gonna have to do more often. So that was really fun. I never interviewed, politicians
Yeah.
ever, so got that obstacle out of the way.
Heck
I
yeah.
think I did well. And
Nice.
then Rachel Rudd, former editor-in-chief of the Herald,
Yeah.
was here for Jonesboro Right Now. So
Okay,
I
cool.
got to see her, reunite with her. It was
Nice.
fun.
Yeah, I saw that on her LinkedIn. Like she's like the editor-in-chief there now.
Yes, she is.
Whoa.
I'm so excited. Like, I'm
What
so
even
excited.
is Jonesboro right now? Because I don't even fully know what that is.
So Jonesboro Right Now, it's a pretty new thing.
Okay.
I think like last year it was like it kind of like became a thing, but it's essentially just like a news publication, but just strictly online.
Yeah.
Reports Jonesboro local news and stuff like that. So
That's really cool though that
Yeah,
she
yeah.
would come straight out of college and get an editor-in-chief position. Like,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really cool. I was excited for
Yeah,
her.
I think she's like studying for a master's right now too.
Okay,
Like
that's-
online. So
That's awesome.
I
Go
know.
her.
I know. I'm so happy for her.
Rachel, if you're seeing this,
Hi,
go
Rachel.
you. Okay, yeah. So can you tell me a little bit about that interview you got to do with Rodney Govins?
Yeah, so Jerry was like he was on the panel. He's our editor-in-chief at the Herald, and I was here covering it with Shaylee. She's the news editor, and we kind of just want to take the opportunity of interviewing politicians.
Yeah.
We have to, and like they're on a state campus, so
For
like we
sure.
were allowed to. So I kind of just wanted more clarifications because Jerry was representing like not just the Herald, but like the student body in general. He was asking like questions that were student focused and
Yeah.
student based, and like things that people our age want.
Yeah.
We want our voices to be heard, especially because of this election cycle and how important that is. So we just wanted to interview them a little bit, like highlight the importance of mobilizing young voters and their expectations, and how it's important for candidates to like kind of show up and to these smaller towns because
Yeah.
I mean Jonesboro's kind of big. But it's
For
small.
Arkansas.
Yeah, it's big for Arkansas, but it's also small considering it's a college town.
Yeah.
So the expectations with the candidates is like they will go to like maybe bigger cities like Fayetteville or Hot Springs or Conway, but the
Yeah.
fact that they kind of came out here in Jonesboro like kind of means a lot. So
Cool.
just wanted to get their ideas on that. And then Shaylee interviewed Parsons.
Okay, cool. Nice. So can you tell me a little bit about some of the policies and things like that they talked about last night?
Yeah, so a lot of it kind of was honed in on just a lot of agricultural industry
yeah.
of just like how to improve it, how to like, and just like also just like employment as well.
Yeah.
There was a lot of a lot of like the agricultural industry, but also just a lot of talks about tariffs and just this economy stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah, I got a little lost there, but that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, we'll save it for them to figure that
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah.
So if you could just give me like one like opinion or like statement that you thought both of them made that was like you're like I like that statement they
Yeah.
made.
So with Govins, when Jerry asked him about like, kind of student debt, he was talking about how we should forgive student debt, about like the things that we can do to basically, help students who are in college with like, all these debts and stuff. So I really appreciated that, like as a college student, even though like I personally don't have loans, I know that it's like a very big issue happening in our country with like a lot of people who are going to school, and like that's a big concern,
Yeah.
Like financially to, I feel like maybe too political, but I feel like it shouldn't be a big concern to like figure out money to go to college. I think that education is very important, especially higher level education. So I really liked that he was talking about that. And then with Parsons, he had a very interesting perspective on immigration.
Yeah.
He's like in libertarian parties, and I kind of have like my own assumptions about how they kind of feel with immigration.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was a little bit more, he was like more open to the idea
Yeah.
that we should, have, like people coming from Mexico to like have an easy access to work.
Yeah.
So I really liked that about his.
Yeah. No, I remember him talking about it was like something about like 90% of I don't know what his statistic was,
I
but it
don't
was some
remember.
big statistic of
Yeah.
like farmers that are either coming in or like people who work on farms coming in from either Mexico or
Yeah.
other countries, but it was a
Yeah,
big
that's
statistic. So
they're undocumented workers and
Okay,
stuff
yeah.
like that. So
yeah, that's really interesting. And I think one of my favorite quotes of the night was Rodney Govins talked about making farming fun again.
yes,
I was like, did
Yes.
not expect to hear that from a Democrat,
no,
but that was fun.
but that was fun. Something that Parsons said that was really funny, because the one thing that kind of made me laugh throughout the debate was the fact that they were both kind of just bashing on Rick Crawford because
Yeah.
he was just not there.
Yeah.
And so Parsons was just like, what did he say? He was like the elephant not in the room.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really funny
Dang.
because the Republican Party is also not.
That's a smart.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's
I was
smart.
like, I was kind of giggling in the back.
Yeah.
Very professional.
So professional.
Very professional.
Well, I've got other professional opinions that I need to ask you
Okay,
about.
go ahead.
And one of those is I know there was an article written this week
Yeah.
about the difference between Y2K fashion and Y3K fashion.
Yes.
Now, I would like to point out I have no idea really what either of these things are.
That is completely fine.
So could you kind of explain for the stupid people like me and our not stupid audience, but maybe those of us in the audience who don't know what that is,
Yeah.
what kind of is a Y2K versus a Y3K fashion?
Yeah, so Y2K, Y3K, it literally just means year 2000, year
Okay.
3000. So it's just, year 2000 is just like the kind of like outfits, aesthetics that, you saw younger, like, I mean, not younger at that time,
Yeah.
like, like people like Beyonce or the Destiny Child or like Britney
Yeah.
Spears, like what they were wearing at that time.
Okay.
So a lot of denim, a lot of crop tops, fun hair, just kind of being a girl. And then Y3K is just, year 3000. It's very futuristic.
Okay.
A lot of monochrome neutral colors like white and just like aluminum foil kind of.
That's funny you say aluminum foil. 'Cause actually, I'm working on a movie where we are going to be dressing our main character in pretty much only aluminum foil.
So Y3K.
I didn't know that's what he
Essentially,
was,
yeah.
but he is.
Yeah, essentially it's Y3K.
Y3K.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, now that's going to make it a little awkward to talk about this next point because apparently I'm a big fan of Y3K fashion.
Oh.
But the point of the article was kind of, I don't know, a little dissing on Y3K fashion. So
Yeah.
what kind of is the drawbacks with Y3K?
So I should address that I didn't write it,
Yeah,
but I am an opinion editor, so I did pitch the idea. And my idea for it was to have like a really like fun like opinion page where someone would be like, I'm rooting for Y2K, and someone else would write,
Yeah.
rooting for Y2K, but that didn't kind of work out.
That happens.
Yeah, Dakota, the actual person who wrote it, I kind of gave him some pointers of just being like, you should talk about how Y2K, people probably like it because of the nostalgic reason and stuff like that. And then what Y3K is just like, a lot of people have a fascination with the future, so like that'd be really interesting. But the one thing I added was like you should probably talk about like the actual like fabrics of, to make Y3K fashion. And he kind of came back and was just like, the actual fabric and fibers to make Y3K clothes are kind of like, they're harmful to people's skin
Oh.
at times. It can cause irritations and
That's crazy.
and the accessories I were a little worse or something. And so I thought that was really interesting because to me, I was kind of more thinking about like, oh, like if you're wearing all white, that would really suck if you're like out and about eating.
Yeah.
So, but he came back with like, it causes rash. And
That's
I was like,
pretty important
I was
stuff.
like, yeah, especially because like a lot of like the fashion that we're seeing or we're going to now is like a lot of like you're trying to maximize like your like the layers and stuff, and it's kind of like nearing close to Y3K, so like more futuristic stuff, and you're seeing models on the runway wearing this stuff. So I can only imagine if that how irritated their skin might be.
No, yeah, I bet.
So it's just like, yeah.
I would not. I don't think you're going to catch me in Y3K fashion unless it is literally aluminum foil.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm just going to probably make my actor do that. So
yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay, so one kind of last thing I want to talk to you about is I saw in the Herald that it is it is National Book Month.
It is.
So all the editors from the Herald came together and recommended a book. Can you tell me what your recommendation is?
Yeah, so I am a big reader, actually. So, yeah, me and Elijah like reading. So the fact that he kind of came to us and was just like, hey, it's this month. You should give us books. And I was just like, I had a more hard time to decide which book because like the book that I recommended was Pure Nessie by Susanna Clark. And it's like one of my favorite books of all time. It's always tied with like first place, but I didn't want to do the other one because it's a lot more of a denser book.
Okay, yeah.
So I was just like, I'm not going to recommend someone like 700-page historical fiction, whatever. Like you don't want that.
We're keeping it a little bit more fun.
Yeah, a little bit more fun. So I chose Pure Nessie, and I usually pitch it as like, don't read the back, just kind of go in it blind.
Yeah.
But he has to have the summary. So it's just so.
Yeah, that is kind of.
Yeah, but it's like I would essentially just say it's like a very. I think of it as cozy fantasy. Some people might not, but it's also a mystery.
Okay, interesting.
So, yeah.
Nice. All right, so if you had to pick one of the other editors, like you saw their recommendations, which one was your favorite?
I really like Jerry's pick.
Yeah.
He chose The Trial, and I really liked that because when it comes to who's the author? I always forget his name.
I don't know either. It's okay though.
Okay, so Franz, I want to say it's Franz Kafka or something, but it's just
it was
like
written in like 1920, so the
Yeah,
guy's
but
probably dead and doesn't care.
yeah, but it's also it's the guy that wrote the Metamorphosis. And
Oh
like,
yeah, so he's probably important.
Yeah, so he's just like
Yeah.
he's like a revolutionary in like literature, but it's like it doesn't matter. So, but a lot of people love Metamorphosis. I'm about it.
Okay.
So it's whatever. But it was like until my freshman year that it was like for like a lit class that I'd taken like for your like gen eds.
Yeah.
Where we read The Trial, and I was just like, this one is so good.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to find a physical copy ever since, and I can't. I don't know where I can find one.
I don't know.
So, I mean, I could probably buy it online, but I don't want to do that.
That's fair.
So, so I really liked his pick. But
Nice.
yeah, I also can I add another one?
Sure.
Elijah's Song of Achilles.
Okay.
I just was surprised that he chose that one.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. Song of Achilles is good.
Yeah.
So.
But we don't know why you did it, Elijah.
We don't know why. We don't know why.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if I had to pick one, it would probably been Jerry's. I'm gonna be honest though, that was just because I like the cover.
Yeah.
I mean, like everyone tells you like don't judge a book by its cover, but I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
There was a reason they designed the cover.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basic marketing 101.
Yeah.
Make a good cover, and I might read your book.
I feel like real book lovers, they understand that the cover is what draws you in.
Yeah, it's an aesthetic.
It's an aesthetic, and also a lot of them are like collect books.
Okay, yeah.
So you want the prettiest one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Okay, you know what?
I feel you, for sure. For sure. Well, Layla, this has been great. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on ASU-TV tonight. And we will see y'all with the next segment.